Hello students, I am Dr. Tanmoy Vishwas. I welcome you all in my channel Chemistry of Molecules. So today we will discuss an additional important topic, that is beta ketoester preparation from ketone. So our discussion, today's discussion is important because first of all we will learn the retrosynthesis, and this retrosynthesis will teach us how to do the disconnection approach when you have a target molecule having 1,3 disconnection but star 1,3 position disconnect functional group, but one is star, one is ketone. This is our main focus. Question is, what is the importance of this compound? Importance of this compound is, first of all, this is, you can say, an active methylene type compound, so nucleophile carbanion could be generated, point number 1. Second, we know that beta ketoester is a very good substance because if you convert this ester into corresponding carboxylic acid, it undergo facile decarboxylation and produce a ketone, and sometimes if the corresponding intermediate is trapped, it can act as a nucleophile. So a lot of chemistry to be learned in this topic. So let's discuss the topic in details. So see, this is actually a beta ketoester. Why? This is 1, 2, 3. That's why this is called 1,3 dicarbonyl compound. Okay, fine. Now, if we try to do the disconnection approach, what we can observe? See, if we disconnect this way, then nucleophile this is. No, that's not a good approach. Compared to that, if we disconnect this way, because formation of ring is always a entropically challenged factor. Means ring formation, I don't say that it happens, but it is relatively difficult compared to this other part. Okay, so if we think in this way, that this is the carbonyl, so this is the negative, means delta minus, and this is OET. So this is the delta plus. So this is the nucleophile and this is the electrophile. Okay, so now question, this is discussion approach we have done. This is easier, what I told, because ring formation is difficult compared to this is an already preformed ring we are taking, so this is not a difficult thing. Now corresponding equivalent synthons, this we can consider that simple ketone, because we know the alpha position of the ketone is first significantly acidic, that in presence of any base you can deprotect, and one of the best example, best base for this is LDA. Why? Because LDA is base, it is base but not nucleophile, and this thing I have already discussed the property of LDA in details on a lecture. Please visit the LDA lecture if you want to learn this thing in details. Okay, I am not going to discuss here again. Now question, this we understood. So question is, what is the corresponding synthon of this? Now see, just look at this. It is a C1 synthon. 1 carbon synthon, and what we are increasing? This part also C1 part. So C1 carbon, C1 electrophile we need. Generally what comes in our mind instantly if we think C1? CO2. Why CO2? Because if you look at the structure of CO2, then you can consider that carbon dioxide is this, but if you react this with carbon dioxide, it will result carboxylic acid, not ester. Okay, so just remember, reaction of magnesium, organolithium means Grignard reagent, butyl lithium with carbon dioxide, what they result? A carboxylic acid with increase of one carbon with respect to the parent reagent. Fine, but this is acid, not ester. So what we need? Derivative of carbon dioxide. Okay, why I am choosing this, I guess you have understood. So what is the derivative? Carbon dioxide, ester is dimethyl, means diethyl carbonate. Remember the name of this reagent, diethyl carbonate. Okay, but another thing, there is another reagent which, that is HCOOET format. It will result in a different thing, and another thing, the corresponding oxalate. These three we will come. I'll come. What will result our target product and what not. So okay. So this is our today's discussion. Now let's first discuss to diethyl carbonate. So this, if you take the corresponding anion and diethyl carbonate, how the reaction is expected to occur? So I am taking the enolate, that is the LDA enolate. Okay, this, and you react with corresponding diethyl carbonate. Then what is expected? It will come here, push, and it will attack, and it will open up in this way. Ester will leave. Simple reaction. This mechanism you all know. So then what is the next stage? This will be converted to C double bond O. This will attack, and this is OET. Okay. Question. We are using as a base. Okay. So this is under a strong basic medium. Will the reaction stop here? No, because there is another proton which is more acidic compared to the parent ketone. So it will be deprotonated to form the corresponding anion. Keep it in mind, generally we forget this step because we got our target product, but this is not right. It will be this. Okay? And if you take this as a lithium salt, now question is, why I am saying this will be base? See, after this reaction, what it is generating? It is generating ethoxide. It is a strong base, so it is capable to abstract this proton. So in next step, workup like dilute acid will result in this. Please be careful about dilute acid, because if you take concentrated acid or heat this reagent, there is a chance of ester hydrolysis. So this part I guess you have understood very well. Now question, if we take formic acid, what will be the consequence? See, formic acid means one of OET is replaced by the hydrogen. Just think in this way. Just think, this is hydrogen. So what is expected? There will be hydrogen. So ultimately what will be the product? Actually then it will be this from formate ester. Okay? So aldehyde. So we'll get 1,3-dicarbonyl but not ester. Fine. Additionally, the interesting part of the discussion is oxalate. If we use oxalate, what will be the consequence? See, oxalate is also a derivative of carboxylic acid. Rather, I'll say very reactive reagent. Fine. See, this oxalate, these two carbonyl attached adjacent to each other means these two carbonyl is in 1,2 position, which indicates that they are very electron deficient. So it will react very efficiently. And if you react this with this enolate, lithium enolate, better to say, what it will do? That this will attack here, and if it attacks here, then what is the consequence? Okay. If it attacks, what is the consequence? As we know that it will open up this, and this OET will leave, as it happened in the case of the previous example, like this one. So what it will result? It will result in double bond, this. The similar story here, OET minus is generated. Okay, so that will abstract this proton. Similar story like this. So one workup means a workup with dilute acid is essential in this case. Fine. So ultimately this will result. So this we understand. Now question, how this could be converted into this? So what is actually a problem in our case? This. Okay. So how this could be done? If you heat this thing in presence of a reagent like iron powder or glass powder, it will be converted into this. Now means elimination of carbon monoxide. Now question, if I am saying this statement, how this reaction happens? Actually this mechanism is very interesting. I suggest you please try to understand this properly, and second thing, that you write it by yourself in the pen and paper, because this thing could be asked in your viva. Okay, how to get this mechanism? Now, okay, so it will come from here. Actually, when you heat, what happens? See, this is actually a 1,2 dicarbonyl, means adjacent to each other, very electron deficient. Previously it was ester, it's electron deficient. Right now it is ketone, more electron deficient, because in case of ester there is a cross conjugation. Okay, like this. So now one side cross conjugation, not both side division. So what is expected? That under this heating, this, because you may think that it pushes its electron density here, so this became minus. Okay, so let me draw step by step just what the intermediate should look like. This is O minus, this is O minus, OET. Fine. This, now what can happen, that this O minus can attack this carbon and it opens up. So actually in the same step, so this is the intermediate. For your understanding, I have shown the actual reagent should be this, write exactly same thing what it is, plus there is a 3-member ring, this, and this is O minus. Okay, so in the next step what happens? In the next step, actually okay, sorry, I made a mistake. Means if this happens, means this, then that will not be a consequence. Means if we produce this, it will come back and produce this thing, final, not a part, solution part. Instead of that, so another option, that is this is double bond O and this is OET. So this OET if attacks, what will be the consequence? Means intermediate should look like no charge separation, so positive charge will be here, so this is ET, this lone pair will attack. Okay, so what will be the consequence here? See, in this case this will be double bond O, but this will be positive ET. Actually I'll come what is the experimental fact we observed, then this thing will be completely clear to you. This. So fine, this is now question. Just in next step it will push and so it will push, now consequence is it will open. Try to understand very easily, carefully. It's many people do mistake, and this will come here, and what it will result? Just let me draw everything as it is. So this is double bond O, this OET, and here double bond this. So this is nothing but carbon monoxide. This is equal to carbon monoxide. Which goes out this. See what we have taken for this purpose. We have taken iron powder or glass powder and heated. So during this heating, this carbon monoxide will go. Now question, what is the advantage of this powder? Because they are high surface area. Because of their high surface area. Because of their high surface area, this process becomes relatively easier. Okay. Now, I will tell this thing again. The whole process. I guess some confusion, because me also feel some confusion sometimes. It is difficult. So first of all, this is a 1,2 dicarbonyl compound, very electron deficient, and in presence of heating, these undergo facile decarbonylation. So this process should be decarbonylation. See, previously you have read decarboxylation, means carboxyl group eliminated. Here carbonyl means carbon monoxide, that's why decarbonylation. Fine. So now, so what we can expect, that this oxygen can give its electron density to this carbonyl carbon. Other thing means, this is the overall experimental fact. If you do the other way, which logically says that this is O minus electron rich, so it will attack, but it will not result in any conclusion. That's why. So this will attack here and it will open. consequence what it will produce? It's a 3-member ring, oxygen containing ring. Now this is a strained reactive, but in next step what can happen, that this lone pair which is open, it can push. So two chance, if this bond is open, starting material, but this will open different product, and if it opens, fine, then negative charge is here, but see, oxygen having electron deficient because it is attached to O ethyl and having a positive charge, so consequently this bond will break. So overall C double bond O and single bond attached OET we have written, and this is carbon monoxide, it will in this way eliminated. So this is actually decarbonylation process. So as I told that I will provide you an example for this purpose. Okay, let me give you the example. Means if you take this compound, this is the carbon, this is the labeled carbon means carbon 14. Okay, so labeled radiocarbon 14C. Radiocarbon you can detect very easily using GMC Geiger-Müller counter. So if you do the same heating in glass powder, what it results? This is this OET, but plus carbon monoxide with a level. So this is the proof of this concept, that this is eliminated. So generally people do mistake, that's why I explained this mechanism. Please be careful that in this way you can have 1,3-dicarbonyl, but so why this is interesting? Because oxalate are very reactive reagent, but they have one carbon additional, and this thing could be eliminated by this heating in presence of glass powder, and this happens because of high surface area, and proof of this mechanism is this one. Okay, so this is the overall discussion, and I believe you have learned a lot in this retrosynthetic based studies. And by the way, if I give you another interesting thing, that first of all, this is an active methylene compound, could be easily abstracted this proton, and some nucleophilic reaction you can do, point number 1. Point number 2, that you can make it beta keto acid, and beta keto acid undergo facile decarboxylation. So during that process, if you put any electrophile here at this position, an electrophile will be attached. Okay, and this part, this beta keto acid decarboxylation through a 6-member cyclic transition state, I have discussed in another lecture. Please visit if you haven't learned it properly. So this is the overall discussion. So in summary, what we have learned today? We have learned today first retrosynthetic strategy to prepare beta keto ester. So, and we followed this disconnection because ring, it is always better, if possible, we should not break the ring. Means during the retrosynthetic part, it is better to keep the ring as intact, because formation of ring is somehow relatively more difficult than additional, means simple substitution, because entropically constant factor. Point number 1. Then we have discussed how the carbonate ester is good for this purpose, because it's a 1 carbon ester source of C1 ester, that's why carbonate ester. But if we take format, that is a 1 carbon ester, but then it will result in aldehyde. We will not get ester. That's why you can't. But at the end, we have discussed interesting example, that is oxalate. It is not a C1, it is a C2 ester. But through a special mechanism, means this heating, it will result in beta keto ester. And this is a very good method to prepare beta keto ester. Okay. So thank you again. So if you really like my teaching, please help my channel to grow. First of all, subscribe my channel Chemistry of Molecule, and please press the bell icon to get the notification of every single video I upload. Secondly, share this video among your friends so that they can also enjoy the benefit, and most importantly, please like the video and make some good comments if you really think it's worthy. So thank you again. Stay happy, stay blessed. See you in my next video.